Another racist incident surfaces on OU's campus. A presidential candidate visits the Sooner State. Hear what he has to say. There's an inexpensive way for you to get to Dallas for OU Texas. This is OU Nightly. Good evening and welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Zach Verdea.
And I'm Olivia Whitehead. Another blackface incident on campus surfaced over the weekend. OU Nightly's Taitum Wilson tells us who is behind it and what campus leaders are saying.
The photo of Matt Robertiello surfaced Sunday night on his private Instagram. It shows the OU student wearing what he says is a black face mask with the caption, quote, "Another day, another case." The picture began to circulate after Burt alerted the OU community in a press release via Twitter.
What's been shared over social media has been an exchange between two students, one of which who donned a charcoal mask in the vein of blackface and made some comments.
In a Snapchat, Robertiello says he is not guilty of blackface and that he was not appropriating any culture, insisting he did nothing wrong. OU interim president Joseph Harris released a statement soon after the image surfaced, saying any member of the OU community who applies blackface is engaging in racism.
I can only tell you about the impact on some students and their responses and their reactions, and theirs were one of offense and feeling like this student had made a comment that was insensitive and poking fun at previous incidents of blackface on campus.
Those previous incidents occurred in January when a Snapchat video circulated of OU student Olivia Urban in blackface using a racial slur. Just days later, a man was spotted walking around Campus Corner in blackface.
I don't think it's an endemic of just OU. I think it's endemic of the entire country.
The university is investigating the incident and reached out to both the students who reported it and the student in the photo. Taitum Wilson, OU Nightly.
SGA
President Adrian Gibbs also responded to the latest blackface incident, calling it unfortunate and sickening.
Oklahomans in Norman and Lawton felt the burn this Sunday as Bernie Sanders came to visit. OU Nightly's Scott Haas has more on the issues that the Democratic candidate tackled.
Bernie Sanders was back in Oklahoma last Sunday after winning the state during the 2016 primaries. Now, he hopes to repeat that win.
Question. How many of you are dealing with student debt at work?
After rallying with the student crowd in Norman, Bernie made his way to the Comanche Nation in Lawton to discuss the issues that Native Americans are facing.
We're just thankful that Senator Sanders came to visit with us. Thankful that he's taken an issue to hear from us. Right now, a big platform is the missing and murdered Indigenous women. That's an epidemic happening in the United States.
Some of the issues brought up include the U.S. government breaking treaties with the tribes, the loss of tribal lands, and the growing problem of the abuse of Indigenous women.
We're trying to bring that issue to light, that these are our family members, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, cousins, people that are close to us, and we love and miss them also, just as anybody in the country would.
Sanders himself praised the Native American culture and their relationship with nature, giving hope that he'll take their issues seriously.
We just wanted to address that, and hopefully that he can be able to look at those issues on a political platform that can maybe help address those issues and prevent it from continuing happening.
The next stop after the Comanche Nation Fair for Senator Sanders is Iowa, less than 5 months away from the Iowa caucus. Scott Haas, OU Nightly.
The college Democrats at OU have said it's a goal to attract as many candidates to Norman in advance of the primaries next year.
This past weekend, Oklahoma football kicker Callum Sutherland was arrested on charges of public intoxication. Sutherland was arrested at 4:46 a.m. and was taken to Cleveland County Jail. According to Norman Police Department, the entire report has yet to be filed, and further details about the arrest have not been released. Head football coach Lincoln Riley made a statement earlier this morning.
We're going to deal with it. I'm not going to tell you how we're going to deal with it. It's going to be handled internally, but trust me, it'll be handled appropriately and the correct message set on what we expect in our program.
Sutherland was released on bond 3 hours after his arrest. And Zach, it's a clear day now, but earlier it was a little different.
That's right. Marisa Nuzzo joins us with the first look at the forecast after a spooky start to fall this morning.
Oh, if you are not up early enough to catch this fog, you can take a look at it right now. Base Hunters Chasing tweeted this out earlier this morning, and you can see the fog just slowly advancing on Norman. This was taken on the observation deck at the National Weather Center at about 8 a.m. this morning. So not everybody saw the fog, but it was out there this morning, and it quickly evaporated away, and we're now sitting comfortably in the 80s with just a little bit of cloud cover out there right now. So it is the first day of fall, but we're going to kick off fall with some thunderstorms and potentially some cooler temperatures coming this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Marisa. President Trump admits to talking to Ukraine about Democratic nominee Joe Biden. Lindsey Gibbs has more details in News Center.
Thanks, Olivia. President Trump now admits he discussed Joe Biden in a conversation with the president of Ukraine. The call between Trump and the Ukrainian president is the focus of a whistleblower complaint. Democrats want to see the contents of that complaint and are intensifying calls for impeachment. Climate activist Greta Thunberg, along with 15 other young people, filed a complaint today against the United Nations. The petition names 5 countries the children say have failed to uphold their human rights, saying the countries are not using their resources to prevent the adverse effects of climate change.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
The children filed the complaint during day 1 of the United Nations General Assembly. At the UN Climate Summit, 66 countries vowed to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. The summit is aimed at reducing the world's carbon footprint and limit global warming. Many in attendance say they are concerned by the inevitable impacts climate change will have on young people. Olivia and Zach, late this afternoon, France, Britain, and Germany joined the U.S. in blaming Iran for the attack on Saudi oil facilities. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Lindsey. OU Texas weekend is 3 weeks away, but the time is now to book tickets for a stress-free ride to Dallas. Amtrak is offering $32 one-way tickets from Oklahoma City to the Dallas area. Fans heading to the game can hop on the train at stops along the way, including Norman and other towns south like Pauls Valley and Ardmore.
I think it's a really good idea for students to save gas on the way down there, and me personally, I'll save gas driving all the way to Texas. Just a $32 train ride is just easier.
The train will leave downtown Dallas Union Station Sunday after the game at 2:15 p.m. Check out Amtrak's website if you're interested in buying tickets.
The EPA decided to expand the use of pesticides harmful to bees back in July. Coming up, we have the industry's backlash against the decision and why the EPA could end up in court.
Plus, with all the warnings about vaping, an Oklahoma school district hosts an informational forum for parents. We'll tell you when and where when OU Nightly continues. Welcome back. Students might have been stuck in a summer mindset these last few weeks despite school starting in August. But Adam Seibel is here to tell us why summer is officially over.
Today marks the fall equinox, a day where daylight and darkness are in near perfect harmony. For one day only, folks from the North to the South Pole will experience a full 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of darkness. There are only 2 days a year, one in March and one in September, when daylight and darkness are like this. During the rest of the year, we experience shorter days and longer nights, with typically cooler temperatures, but this fall may be a bit different than years past. Although fall is officially here, it may not quite feel like it. NOAA's Climate Prediction Center has predicted that all 50 states will have warmer than average temperatures from October to December. No areas of the United States are forecast to have below average temperatures. This warmer than usual fall outlook follows the hottest summer on record in the northern hemisphere, with July being the warmest single month in over 140 years of record keeping. And the latest buzz among beekeepers is a lawsuit filed against the Environmental Protection Agency. The group is asking the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to review the EPA's decision to allow use of a pesticide known to harm bees. Critics say the decision to roll back standards set by President Obama will not only harm the bee population but also impact the nation's food supply because bees are responsible for pollinating nearly a third of U.S. crops. The most recent data shows that beehive loss reached its highest levels this past year. Oh, and Olivia, tomorrow, Katie Bauman, the scientist who first captured an image of a black hole, will be speaking at the National Weather Center at 6 p.m.
Thanks, Adam. Tonight, Norman Public Schools are hosting a discussion about vaping. The discussion will be led by Dr. William Tankersley, who studies substance abuse in adolescents, as well as trends in vapors, e-cigarettes, and tobacco use. Tankersley is the medical director at the Children's Recovery Center, and the forum will cover what vaping is, how the devices work, and what's in them. There will also be a review of the health risks for teenagers who vape. The meeting is tonight at 6 in the Norman Public School Administrative Service Center.
Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray aren't the only ones joining the Heisman Park. Which defensive players will also receive a statue coming up?
And Marisa Nuzzo has a look at today's weather.
Absolutely. We are looking at some thunderstorm chances and rain chances starting tonight and going the next few days. You won't want to miss it right after this break. Welcome back to OU Nightly on this first day of fall. We started off the day a little bit gloomy, but now the sun is starting to peek through just a little bit. Still some pretty dense cloud cover out there right now, though. Currently 85 degrees out there, and this evening things are going to cool off and our first round of showers are going to move in. We can expect rain sometime between 8 and 10 p.m. with the strongest rain around probably 9 p.m. tonight, and those temperatures getting into the low 70s with a low of 70 degrees here in Norman tonight. Tomorrow we won't be heating up into the 90s, and that's because we're going to have a pretty significant amount of rain that's going to keep us cool. So we do have a general thunderstorm outlook for tomorrow, or actually this is for tonight for most of the state, so we can expect to see just some patchy showers and thunderstorms. And then for tomorrow, there is a marginal risk just isolated to this northwestern corner of the state, and then it expands for most of the north half of the state on Wednesday. So let's track out exactly what these rain showers are going to look like. So here we are right now, a few scattered showers, and then those are going to move through Norman late this evening, and then a larger band of storms for Tuesday morning, mostly impacting the eastern Tulsa area for tomorrow morning. And then around lunchtime tomorrow here in Norman, you could expect to see some rain, so maybe grab an umbrella just in case it is pretty spotty. And then for commute time going back home, 5 p.m., there is a little bit of action down South I-35. Now as we move into Wednesday, things dry up, but then as we move, that marginal risk will be up here, and that's where these storms could be a little bit more damaging, a little bit more lightning, thunder, hail, and possibly some damaging winds for us Wednesday night into Thursday. So with all this rain, if you're thinking about washing your car, hold off on that. Let's pump the brakes, no pun intended. We have red light, red light, red light. Friday, maybe if you're a gambler, you could go in and get your car washed on Friday, but there is a little bit more rain in the forecast. So again, tomorrow, thunderstorms on and off throughout the day. Grab that umbrella just in case. And then Wednesday, the strong and severe storms are going to be mostly to the northern half of the state. And those rain chances do kind of linger a little bit into Friday and possibly into Saturday too. So if you're gambling on the car wash forecast, you could get your car washed on Friday, but no guarantee that Saturday is going to be completely dry.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Marisa. Last week, the timetables for the newest additions to the Heisman Park were revealed. Sooner fans can expect to see Baker Mayfield's statue by spring 2020 and Kyler Murray's by spring 2021. But for the first time, it will also feature a statue from a non-Heisman winner. The Summan brothers played together at OU between 1971 and 1975 and won 2 national championships. The statue of Leroy, Lucius, and Dewey is expected to be completed by fall of 2021.
And football may have had a bye week this weekend, but the Sooner Athletics were in action all weekend long. How'd it go, Dylan?
OU volleyball and soccer were both in action over the weekend. We'll have the scores for those matches. And the Sooner defense has a big-name lineman that's set to return on Saturday. Sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Dylan Rivera, and it's time for sports. The bye week might have done Sooner football a 6'3", 270-pound favor. Defensive lineman Kenneth Mann has worked his way back into the lineup after being hampered with an injury since this spring. Last season, Mann recorded 51 tackles, including 5.5 tackles for loss. However, head coach Lincoln Riley says Mann isn't guaranteed his spot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You know, it's going to be competitive. I know that. There's certainly going to be an opportunity for him. He's been a good player for us. But he's going to have to come back and earn the reps, you know, just like everybody else.
The Sooners were weekend warriors as the volleyball and soccer team picked up victories. With a new season high of 14 blocks, the OU defense propelled the girls to a win in 4 sets as they rounded out non-conference play against SMU. And the soccer team came back to beat Houston 2-1 after conceding the first goal of the night in the 32nd minute. The Sooners climbed to 5-3-2 as they prepare to play TCU on Thursday. And for even more Sooner sports news, you can check out Sooner Sports Pad tonight. Cal Day from the Sports Pad social team joins us with a preview. Cal?
Hey Dylan, what's up? I'm here spreading the word about the show we're going to have tonight. It's going to be a good one we've got lined up for you. For starters, we'll go one-on-one with Sooners defensive tackle Neville Gallimore, plus freshman golfers Turner Hosch and Jake Holbrook will drop by the studio. And of course, our ever-popular viral videos, so join us on Fox Sports Oklahoma tonight at 7:30. And if you're ready for round 2, you can catch the replay right here on OU TV tomorrow after our newscast. Also, check out our behind-the-scenes videos on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Dylan, back to you.
Thanks, Cal. This weekend, 6 NFL quarterbacks took over the starting job for their team, with the biggest being Daniel Jones for the New York Giants. The 6th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft was met with resounding boos by the Giants faithful when New York drafted him in April. But on Sunday, in his first NFL start, Jones flipped the script on Giants fans by posting 336 yards and 4 total touchdowns. His final TD came with just 1:16 on the clock to give the Giants the 32-31 win over the Buccaneers. The Carolina Panthers took on the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday without Cam Newton in the lineup. Rookie Kyle Allen took the reins of the Panthers offense and stunned the Cardinals for 261 yards and 4 TDs. Allen is expected to start again this weekend against the Texans as Newton continues to nurse a foot injury. And with Drew Brees out due to a thumb injury, Teddy Bridgewater was under center for New Orleans on Sunday. Bridgewater threw for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Saints' 33-27 win over the Seattle Seahawks. College football gave us so many bloopers this weekend, I couldn't pick just one. So first, you're going to see Tennessee quarterback J.T. Shrout struggle to do more than just complete passes. Turns out your mom isn't the only one who doesn't know how to use their phone. And sometimes celebrations can get a little bit out of hand, but this goes even beyond that. Watch as this Rutgers offensive lineman gives his quarterback a knuckle sandwich. Arthur Stutowski just wasn't ready for it. And guys, I gotta say, if my lineman punched me in the face like that after a touchdown, I'd be a little upset.
Not the best teammate.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. The college fan raising money for beer hasn't slowed down just yet.
Why donations are through the roof straight ahead on OU Nightly.
I'm Emily Johnston at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Upon his arrival at the United Nations, President Trump focused less on climate change and more on religious persecution. The president encouraged world leaders at the meeting to stop crimes against faith, release prisoners of conscience, and repeal laws restricting religious liberty. Trump briefly stopped at to observe the climate summit with other leaders before heading to the meeting on religious freedom protection. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Last week, we told you about one college football fan raising money for beer. Well, now he's raised more than $1 million. Carson King held up a sign saying Busch Light Supply needs replenished on ESPN's College Game Day. He included his Venmo and in the first 30 minutes raised $400.
When word got out King was going to donate the money to the Iowa Children's Hospital, Busch Beer and Venmo matched the total donations. King is receiving a year's supply of beer from Busch with his face on the can. The campaign is continuing through September. You can use Carson's Venmo handle, Carson-King-25 to donate. Thank you for tuning in to OU Nightly. We're live every day from Gaylord Hall and the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.